Hello everyone, this video covers Module 9. So Module 9 is the in-between module for the process essay. So the previous module you did some brainstorming for a topic. Now you want to look back at your brainstorm and writing plan to make sure that your topic will work for this essay. And then in this unit, you're going to start drafting. So unlike what we did prior to this, so we just had the two modules for our paragraph assignments where you brainstormed in one module and you wrote it in the next. This one, we're actually spreading out just a little bit further, and you're going to brainstorm and then draft and then do a final draft. So you'll revise in the next module. So your main assignment in this one is to come up with a rough draft. And the rough draft will be basically a rough version of your essay that you're intending to make corrections to in order to create a final draft. So you'll be seeing my feedback for that. The other thing that we're learning about is second person and verb tense. So second person has to deal with pronouns, which I realize is in the news a lot because of our politicians. But when we're looking at pronouns in writing, I have in pretty much all the assignments not to use second person pronouns. Second person is the use of the word you. And when you write, you use that you. When we talk, we use you to refer to like the people around us. So it's generally clear who we're talking to. But when you write, it is unclear because anyone really could be reading the essay. And so you don't want to be writing sentences that are isolating the reader because they don't make sense for any one person to be reading. Generally for this assignment, for the process essay, this is where students have the most problems with second person. And so that's why information is in this module. So the second person I want you to not use in the process essay. And the main reason is because when you start to use the word you, it turns into basically a set of instructions. So it would be like, the instructions to build a bookcase or the instructions to program your DVD player or whatever. Those are the types of processes that we do not want for this assignment. You are doing a process explanation, which means that you are explaining how and why a process is completed. And so if you use the you, that's when it tends to turn into like a recipe or something, as opposed to an explanation of how and why something is created. So you can, if you want, substitute I or third person pronouns such as he, she, or they. So this is an example of like second person. It would be you have to make sure you have your ingredients handy, or first person, which is what a lot of people choose to do for their essay because they have personal experience with it. I always make sure I have, or third person might be the baker, should make sure their ingredients are handy. So you can kind of choose how you want to do that. So you're going to read and understand pronouns first, and then there's going to be a quiz for you to take. The quiz is, let me scroll all the way down. The quiz is actually a video quiz. So this is the first, I think you have 2 video quizzes this semester. We'll see if it loads up for me. Sometimes it won't work in my student view. But basically it's a video, and when you click on get started, it will start to play the video. And as you go through the video, there will be true false questions and you can answer them as you go through. When you're done, you'll have a submit button, and make sure that you hit submit. Otherwise it won't record the results, and then you can see the results when you're done. So this is just a little bit of a different way to take a quiz, and it's worth 5 points. So hopefully it will, if you have like technical issues with it, let me know. It should work for everyone, but it's just a quick little way to quiz yourself over your knowledge of second person. And that is one of the best videos I've found to just explain, what it is, why it's a problem, and how to fix it. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. You're also going to take a quiz over verb agreement. So we're going kind of thematically with things that agree. So most of the issues with pronouns tend to be lack of agreement. So a student will, some of their essay will be in first person and some of it will be in second person. And sometimes it's half and half in a sentence. And so it gets really confusing. Same thing with verbs. You want to make sure that your verbs are all within the same tense. So it's all in present tense, all in past tense. That kind of thing. So that will help out. That's kind of goes together. So then the last thing that you're going to do in this module is actually write a draft of your process essay. So as a reminder, the assignment is we're picking something that involves steps. So you have to complete it in a certain way every single time to get the same outcome. So you have a series of steps to complete. It's a page long, at least, introduction, body paragraph, conclusion, minimum. Most students will get more than those just one body paragraph. So typically it'll take 2 or 3 to really explain everything, and then formatted just like we did with the paragraphs. So what you're going to do now is a rough draft. So this is the explanation for how to write a rough draft. Now the explanation is written just in steps, but you will write yours out as an essay, not as a bulleted list. So you have your introduction paragraph with your thesis, overview of the topic. Working thesis statement will be similar to, you can look back at your brainstorm, and that one had a working thesis on it, so you can check my feedback to see if that will work. And then making sure you go through and analyze the steps of the process in chronological order, and you move from one step to the next using transitions and things like that. And then conclusion of your essay will be a short paragraph just kind of wrapping everything up. Obviously rough draft means that it will be rough, and so you're going to turn it in with your initial kind of how you're planning on writing this essay, is how it's going to look. Write it out as an essay, get your introduction, body, conclusion, submit here. So once you're done submitting, I want you to leave yourself some feedback. So if you start an assignment and you upload a file to this assignment, any assignment, I'm going to upload something random. Submit. Okay, we'll wait for a second for that to submit. So it's submitted, confetti. Then you're going to go to submission details, and then you're going to go to view feedback. And once you view feedback, it will show you this docu-viewer. This is how you view feedback throughout the entire class. This is my feedback. If you're doing a peer assignment, it'll be peer feedback. If you're doing self-editing, it'll be self-feedback. So once it's being slow, but once this loads up, you'll see a little arrow thing that help you expand the docu-viewer. Once you've expanded it, then you'll be able to see on the side where comments can go. So we're going to be using throughout the semester, we'll be using this tool in order to help us out with just leaving feedback on assignments and that kind of thing. You'll be using it for your peer editing, and it's just a really helpful way to save everything in Canvas instead of having like students uploading documents and then downloading them and uploading them again with comments. We're just doing it through Canvas. So once you've expanded, you have all of these tools that you can leave feedback with. And so you're going to leave your own feedback for your own essay. I would recommend using this tool or like the highlight to leave feedback, because if you do like a text, it will just leave a text, leave the text there. It doesn't tell me, that you wrote it or anything. So, and it doesn't allow for that side comment there. But otherwise, you can use any of these tools up here to leave yourself feedback. And so that's going to be part of it, is just doing some self-editing. So once you're done with that, then you will be done submitting this. So you leave yourself a little bit of time to not only upload the rough draft, but also leave yourself a little bit of feedback, some commentary on what you want to improve, what you want to fix, looking back through it, are there problematic sentences, that kind of thing. So that is the module. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.